Konene. So kuna story fulani ili happen jana. Ni kuna vile Sifuna ilibidi a read statement from the ODM party, and the statement was that the ODM party is working 100% na the Kenya Kwanza government. And when this was happening and I was watching it, I think there's only one thing that this press conference proved to me. And the one thing that this press conference proved to me ni kitu fulani ile itakatia watu kadhaa, but this press conference ya jana ya Sifuna proved that ODM is a Luo party. Okay, now let's get to it. Kuna mtu uko, why are you saying that? Is it because you hate Raila? What did Raila do to you? Okay, sawa. Wacha nikuonyesha kwa nini ni ya kijaka. But wacha tuanze kwanza na Sifuna reading the statement.
Yeah, so as you can see, this is the Central Committee of ODM. We have met here under the chairmanship of the party leader, His Excellency Raila Odinga, to review the state of the nation, current developments in the party, and in particular the MOU with UDA and support for the broad-based government. After frank and open deliberations, the committee adopted the following resolutions as the party's collective message to members and to the country. Number 1, that the party supports the position that has been taken by party leader Honorable Raila Odinga to work with the Kenya Kwanza administration to stabilize the country and create an enabling environment for Kenyans to address their concerns through democratic and constitutional means. Number 2, that in order to expedite the implementation of the 10-point agenda of the MOU, ODM will constitute a technical team to work with our UDA counterparts as part of the political infrastructure to assist with the implementation of the agreement. So
far so good. Of course, this party working with Kenya Kwanza, I don't think we are surprised. But one of the things ile spendagi J party wagani ile ukisikiza hii party niko unasikiza either CCM ama unasikiza ile ya China uitwanga nini, ile the Communist Party, ile our leader this, our leader that, our leader this, our leader that. There's a certain level of worship for the leadership that makes me personally very uncomfortable, but it is what it is. Najua niko shuko like bado hujaprove ni cha nini ya wajaka. Jali tutafika hapo, acha tuende step by step. So one of the things that you could see is he's like yuko held hostage. Najua yuko held hostage by the fact that he wants to speak for the people, but on the other side the party itself and the party leadership is benefiting so much from this so-called broad-based government that ye mwenyewe hawezi kubalia wakatia. Najua ya usemaga like you can't speak when your mouth is full, and right now the leader's mouth is full. Najua he's eating on that Kenya Kwanza table, but wacha tuende step by step. Maafu niko sure maybe kuna kitu nashindwa, unasemaji kitu ni wajaka na tunaona hapo Abdul Samwadidi kwa hapo tu nyuma na sijui tulia.
The committee has identified the absence of such a technical committee, which is actually contained in the MOU, as the missing link in the implementation of the MOU. Of great concern is the full implementation of the NADCO report, promotion and protection of the livelihoods of young people, the right to peaceful assembly and protest.
So this the right to peaceful assembly and protest. If you heard the speech that ama the interview that Sifuna did akiwa Citizen, he brought this up and he was like, how can an ODM member end up coming up with a bill that's going to fight that? And literally before afanya hii press conference, that member of ODM aka Esther Passaris had pictured herself hand over hizo nini, like her new bill. I don't know what they do, but there's that document aupatiana parliament so that they can debate this, and if they're able to pass that bill, it's going to be illegal to protest around parliament, around state house and she thinks this helps. And yeah, it is what it is, but remember there's a party position. So the party position is so quick and fast to correct Sifuna, but not to correct the one person who goes against everything that ODM stands for. ODM has always been the maandamano party. Najua hasa wanaenda celebrate their 20th anniversary this year, and they've been protesting I think for at least 18 of those years. But wacha tuendelee.
The rule of law and constitutionalism, corruption and wastage of public resources. Thirdly, that while the party acknowledges the allocation of 415 billion to counties in the current financial year as an improvement on the previous disbursement, we will continue pushing for the raising of the allocation to a minimum 450 billion Kenya shillings or more, as had been proposed by party leader Raila Odinga.
Macheki, we go back to the leader worship, where you have to mention all his three names. And when it comes to disbursement of 450 billion, so far, Devolution has shown us nothing. Devolution has not shown us anything. Like, I know there are a few places, Kakina Muranga, zile tumeona a few things happening there, but I'd still have to ask, if this guy faked death, ama za victims, kwa the Ethiopian Airlines, if he can do that, what's to stop him from playing some games? Like, I'm sure if I was to sit down and check hizo documents za Muranga, I'd still be impressed, but I'd still find some loopholes. That's the Kenyan way. And this is not just about Kangata, it's about all of them. They always have some level where they inflate this one budget, or they buy something supposed to be bought at 18 shillings, they buy it at 21 shillings. For a lot of people, that's nothing. For me, that's a lot of money to be wasted. But still, I have to give him credit and be like, he's one of the best performing governors so far on a few things with that. But if I look at ODM counties, I look at Akina Kisumu, apart from cleanliness, Kisumu right now has like one of the highest crime rates upper Kenya. Like, it's one of the most unsafe cities ever. And why is that? If I'm running a county, I'd make sure that it's safe. It's safe for people to walk around at any time. And what does that take? It's just police patrols. There are enough police. If this police can be unleashed on protesters, and we've seen them unleashed on protesters in Kisumu, it means that there are enough police to patrol and make Kisumu safer. But that's not happening. But wacha tuendelee.
Fourthly, that the party continues to demand the implementation of the unbundling of all devolved functions and the requisite and constitutionally sanctioned resources to the counties. Number 5, that the party supports calls for an intergenerational national conclave to deliberate on the issues affecting the nation with particular focus on youth agenda and agree on a way forward.
I get on a bullshit. Stories that we need to have a conference about everything. Some things don't need any conference. They just need a little bit common sense and political goodwill. When people like Akina Marian Keitani come up with bills that they are claiming are going to start metering internet, like they meter electricity, that's counterproductive. Why are we having that? By right now, we should be thinking of ways of making internet cheaper. If China, for example, is making AI compulsory for 9-year-olds, we need to make AI like very accessible to anyone who's above 18 years old, washamaliza shule, because niko sure, of course, we can't be able to do that for maybe younger people. We don't have the resources. So these things don't need people to sit down. A lot of reasons, the only reason why Kenyans are always ready to protest 24/7, 365 is caused a very big population. Inasemekana over 67% of the youth don't have a job. So since they don't have a job, they have enough time on their hands. And how counterproductive is that? Like, try and imagine how much we lose out when it comes to like tax revenue. Of course, they pay taxes through things that they buy, but now try and imagine these things that they buy are mostly through either handouts or very unpredictable jobs. What if they had stable income? What would happen to the country's economy na vitu kama hizo?
Number 6, that the party will continue with grassroots elections and programs for the ODM at 20 celebrations as part of the process of regeneration, reorganization, and internal strengthening. Lastly, that while members arrived here with different viewpoints on many issues within the party and the country, the committee has succeeded in brokering an unbreakable unity of purpose in the party and a single-minded focus on ensuring that ODM continues to be a loyal servant of the people and the country, acting in the best interest of its supporters and nation, and committed to the agenda of national transformation and stability. Lastly, we have been presented with a schedule of all upcoming by-elections, and the resolution of this committee is that ODM will fully participate in all of those by-elections by fielding candidates. I thank you, members of the press, I will take a few questions, but they have to be strictly within the discussion that has gone on today. And I see very respectable media houses here. We don't expect you to bring us rumors.
Macheki, hizi vitisho, hizi ni zile vitisho za, you know what Sifuna wants to say, but Sifuna is being held by the nuts, najua. So kuna vile ameshikiliwa na makende. So kuna vitu hizi bonga. And sasa niko sure nashindwa kwa nini nasema hii party ni party ya wajaka. The reason nasema hivyo ni ile part ukipata waseka kina Kaluma washarashia story kaa hii. Unaget hiyo story. Waseka kina Kaluma wamerashia story kaa hii, wakaanza kumtishia like umseme kwa kitishiwa sana, like if he does not do this he's going to be kicked out of ODM, if he does not do this he's going to be, and you have to start wondering like if this is the party that's supposed to represent democracy in this country, why is it that you have to do things in a certain way? And kile nimeka mko notice ni as long as wale wajaka kwa hii party wako happy, everyone else's views have to take a back seat. Even if you're the one guy who is still speaking, who still looks like he speaks for the country, haijalishi, you have to toe the line. And if you don't toe the line, it becomes a problem. And that's one of the things ile nimekuwa nikicheki, like Sifuna amekuwa kitishiwa tu, anatishiwa. And it's reached a level where when this meeting was called, we knew that what was going to happen was just for him to come and say whatever the party has decided. And by the party I mean wale wajaka kwa hiyo party. Na wajaka kwa hiyo party of course ni Raila kishasema, what the others have to do is just do whatever that they want. Kusifuna has been very consistent. Like hata nikigo back to mse kama huyu anaitwa nani, like Kaluma on 11th of May this year alikuwa, my brother Sifuna must know we made him secretary of the ODM party to speak on resolved party positions such as the Memorandum of Understanding between UDA and ODM, which lays the foundation for the broad-based government. You can't support the MOU and attack the BBG at the same time, my friend. In which government are you, if not the government of Kenya? Why do you think you can dupe that the ODM party is not in government when the party holds all those critical ministries and departments of government? You can't be eating and vomiting at the same time. You are not more articulate than a Mwamba. We will not allow you to abuse the experts again. Never attack Honorable Mbadi and Honorable Wandai. The targeted attacks on the sons of Nyanza serving in government must stop. You either shape up or shape out. Nacheki, the sons of Nyanza. Kumbuka, this is supposed to be like a national party. It's supposed to be a party that goes beyond tribes. But this is what happens. You are told about the sons of Nyanza. But now, niko sure maybe bado you're still not convinced why I think this is a very Luo party. And for a very long time, it's duped people that it's a national party. And I understand. But it's a very Luo party. Another thing that happened yesterday after your speech, there was a song, na song yenyewe ilikuwa ni ya kijaka. By who? Let's go to another son of Nyanza.
ODM nuona kendo again yani
ODM nuona ni ODM repeat again kendo, najua nuona ni repeat then again kendo. Then wacha sasa tusikize the actual speech and of this national party.
Yani for Kenya to get a party like ODM under the leadership of Raila Odinga again in this country, it will be very hard. Let me tell you a thing. ODM is not only a political party, but ODM is a formidable force which when people are saying that ODM's G in Akufa, people started predicting of ODM, the death of ODM in 2007. When after the general elections, people started saying, oh, William Ruto has left, Nini, we survived the election of 2013, we came and survived the election of 2017, we survived the election of 2022, we are going to survive the election of 2027. But we have to appreciate in a very unique way, the leadership of Raila Odinga.
Let's go back to the cult worship, the leader worship, the chairman, whatever, this individuality where you'll hear party members comfortably say that they'll do anything that this guy says. If he says jump, they'll jump. If he says sit, they'll sit. And this is someone who's lost like 4 elections. So he gets a lot of stuff wrong. You can't be that popular. This is one of the most popular, if not the most popular politician to ever walk on these Kenyan streets. Most popular. Like, don't look at regional numbers. Don't look at purely this person. Paka, when the Gen Z protests were happening, the first thing that he was told was to leave home. Look at that level of popularity, and you've never been president. It means that you either listen to yourself peke yake, ama 2007 we excuse you. Sawa, that one we excuse you. We are like, you know what, you won that clean, ukanyanganywa, dirtily I guess. But afterwards, you lose 2013, you lose 2017, you lose 2022, and you can't be questioned. Like your word is the word of the Lord or some shit. Have a problem with that, nacheki. But tuendele na hii worship of this and national party. Wacha tuendele.
Raila Odinga is not only a party leader, but Raila Odinga is a once-in-a-lifetime political leader. And if you don't know that, come I explain to you why Raila Odinga is a once-in-a-lifetime political leader. There are many political leaders whom the kind of divergent opinion you see in ODM would have broken the party into very small pieces. But Raila has held this party. Mayo, Baba, sometimes you even fear. You see Baba anaendesha party mpaka unajua ni party ni kama ile basi ya Mbokinya. Inaenda mpaka unasema sasa saizi ndio tunaenda kupata pancha hakuna.
Puncture ni mjaishinda presidency, na since now mjaishinda presidency, you have to keep making these deals with the devil. And by the deals with the devil, I mean because of ODM, Uhuru was able to loot at the end of term yake, like the second term he was able to loot. He could not account for Eurobond. Kumbuka Raila is the one who told us about Eurobond. Now baadaye tunambua just stories za Eurobond kuwa it was the money that was used to fund Northlands. Najua because pesa ya Eurobond, we've never known where that money went. This was hundreds of billions of shillings, money that could have changed lives. And this is money that also we are paying for as a country while we never benefited as a country. So that's one thing that this guy, by not winning the presidency, ends up making deals with people and enabling them. Then of course, if saizi ndio tuna find out about expressway, of course Raila knew. Najua this guy had his ears. Alafu kulikuwa kana ile baba is never wrong. So he knows everything that's happening because he gets information. Because as I keep saying, he's very popular. He's just never won the presidency because he surrounds himself with people who believe that he's a god. And because he surrounds himself with such people, you can never make it. You know, you need people who are going to challenge your position and tell you, you know what, hapo unapotea. And now a counter argument to that would be maybe he's never wanted the presidency. Apart from 2007, afterwards, he's never wanted it. He just wants to enjoy the fruits, but never toil. So, hapo sijui, but tuendelee.
Baba ndiye yeye ameshikilia hapo na ina steady na inakanyaga na break na nashusha abiria wengine na wengine wanapanda. Tena wengine wenye wanang'ang'ania hii basi ni wengi. Baba ni kama ile nganya. So ODM today umeona Sifuna amekuja, Sifuna ametetemeka na anasoma.
Acheke. Jaka, they are really having fun with Sifuna. Na kabla lose emotions zako, pia mimi ni mjaka. So najua hii ujinga. Usiniletee this is tribal, it's not tribal. It's just nyani aone kundule. So since aone kundule, wacha mimi nione kundule. Okay, kundu mwako. So tuendelee. But hii ni party ya kijaka, like nani amekuwa kitreateniwa so much Sifuna that I have to respect him. Najua kuna wase watasema like, why don't you just quit? Why don't you just... It's easier said than done. History as quitting, you doing what? Oh, you must have principles. Oh, you must have this. You see, Sifuna also being the Secretary General of the party, it gives him a lot of access and a lot of places where he can be able to speak his mind. So do I expect him to survive till 2027? No, I think at some point he might decide to jump ship. But in the meantime, I think he's done a good job highlighting this nonsense. But wacha tuendelee na
ODM, 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 tuko tayari. ODM, tuko tayari. ODM, tuko tayari.
Sisahau that O ni kama jina zetu zinaanzanga na O. Kama jina yangu inakuanga Uma. Yes, and as Uma, and I can tell you. So unacheki nikitry another point naweza baki nimeprove na hii party. Kuna msa anaitwa Caleb Amisi. Caleb Amisi of course is a lawyer. MP ilikuwa ni MP vows to ditch ODM if party continues working with Ruto. What did Robert Alai announce? Caleb Amisi provides no value to ODM. Yes, so hii ni party ya kijaka and ukichekizi ma level za say kulikuwa na nani tena, kulikuwa na uboy anaitwa nani. There was also another one that I'd seen where Ukaluma mwenyewe mpaka nashinda like where did I see that, where he'd talked shit bado hii wiki akithreaten Sifuna and you've seen what Sifuna has had have to do. Like Sifuna had to toe the line, and the only reason he's towing the line is when these people sit down and they look at the likes of Mbadi wakikuwa pale kwa cabinet wakina Wandai, they look at it as some victory for Kenya, and the reason why they look at that is because these characters are Luo, najua, and these Luos are in positions that they can argue no Luo has ever been in before. Like before, kwa hizi gawa zote hakujai kuwa na mjaka kwa finance. That has never happened. Finance ilikuwa for a very long time ilikuwa either lazima ukue Msapere ama ukue Mkale, and then at least Uhuru I think akaipeleka kwa Msomali, but it always used to play hapa. So kwa wajaka, this is a victory for the people, and afu wakienda kwa ground and they say that, people understand that. So now it's like, why is Suvona spoiling for us? Nacheki. And that's why to me it ends up being more of a Luo party than anything. And I understand why he's playing the safe politics and just reading the statement, because right now, even as a lot of us still are here supporting him, there are a lot of people who are still stuck in the old ways, and the old ways of Baba is never wrong and what. So Sifuna has to toe the line, and pia tumecheki what has been happening, where for example hata hii nomination ya majuzi ya ODM, the one that was gazetted by ilikuwa ni IEBC. If you saw the name, and remember this is a Luo party, if you saw the name, ODM ended up nominating Kalenjin, and the reason why this Kalenjin alikuwa na replace nani, alikuwa na replace Mbadi, and Mbadi was in parliament, so replace Yuana. So you can just see the Luo politics and the tribal politics and the tribal whatever, the juggling that's happening. So I don't know, can't meza convince, but this is a Luo party, and if you don't toe the Luo line, anything that makes the Luos in this party happy is what's going to make you happy. And if you try and go different, utabaki ume discover that ODM is just another LDP. Kumbuka LDP, Luo Democratic Party, ekonene.